Okay, today we're going to be we're on Spiral 3 now. Remember, you have a quiz tomorrow. You have a quiz on Spiral 2, which is your measurement and geometry. Oops. This one here, measurement and geometry, rearranging, and so on and so forth. If you want to study and get more studying in, if we look at your OneNote, within Spiral 2, you have a partner quiz. You can go back. You can do the other partner quiz. You have a practice test. You have some extra answer sheets here with composite shapes and such with the answers, and you have optimization questions as well. So a whole bunch of different options for you to study with. But today we're going to go on to, actually I can stay here. We're going to go on to some EQAO style questions. In Spiral 3, we're going to wrap everything up and kind of bring stuff together. So take a couple minutes and do the warm-up right now. All right, so now we're back from the warm-up, hopefully. And let's take a peek at how we can calculate this. So we're looking at percentage. So Keegan earns $10 an hour and he gets a 20% raise. What's his new pay in dollars? So there's a couple ways to do this. One week we do it, we can go, okay, 10 is his pay right now, and I could times it by 20%. If I go 20% as a 20% in a number is divided by 100, so 0.2. So that's going to equal $2. So 20% of $10 is $2. So I go 10 plus 2 equals $12. So that's his new wage. But another way I can do this a little bit quicker is if I think about a 20% raise, I think it's about, we know it's 0.2, and we can go, it's like 120% then. So I could times by 0.12, and that will give me my 12 right away. So I took 100%, and I added 20% onto it, which equals 120%. And they make a percent into a decimal, I divide it by 100, which would equal 1.2. So what is his new pay? What is his new pay as a percent of his old pay? So his new pay as a percent of his old pay would be 12 divided by 10. So his new pay divided by his old pay, and then I times that by 1.2 times 100. Oops, forgot to press equals. So we know it's 120%. We kind of did it up top. Poor Dan here gets a 20% wage cut. So what's his new pay? So one way we could do it, we can go 10 times 0.2, which would equal 2. Then it's a wage cut, so I'm going to minus it off, so that's going to equal 8. Now the other way we could do it is we know that 100% minus 20% equals 80%. And 80% is a number, we divide that by 100. It's going to be 0.8 times his wage. So it's going to be 8. And of course, we already did this up here. It's going to be 80% of 100. All right, so there's a couple ways to do it. You still get to the same spot. So my sheet is going to look a little different from the sheet I have you since I kind of brought together. So this one here, we have, in order to make lemonade, a ratio of 2 parts lemon, 3 parts water, 2 parts lemon, 3 parts water. Okay, so let's take a look here. So how many parts we have? We have 2 parts lemon plus 3 parts water, which is going to equal 5 parts total. Okay, we're making 2 liters. So let's figure out how much is 1 part worth, right? How much, is 1 part worth? So to find that, we go 2 divided by 5. So the total we need divided by the parts how many total parts we have. Now we know each part, so one part is 0.4. Now it's asking for how much lemon concentrate we need. So we need lemon, and that is 2 parts. So we take our 2 parts, and we're going to times it by how much 1 part is worth. Oops, 1 part is worth 0.4. So that will tell us that we need 0.8 liters of lemon concentrate. So to review, we find out how many parts we have total, right? Then we have to figure out what 1 part is worth. So we take the total that we're making, dividing it by the parts, how many parts we have total. And 1 part will be 1 part is 0.4 then. So we know we need 2 parts. So we multiply it by 0.4, and that gives us 0.8. So same type of question here. So let's pause the video for a little bit and see if you can figure this out. So we're back and we have 3 people, Carter, Chase, and Holton, summer company walking dogs. The total company earns $5,320 over the course of the summer. The ratio they worked was 1:4:3. How much money did each person make? Okay, so let's find out total parts first. So total parts. So 1 plus 4 plus 3 equals 8. Perfect. Then let's find out how much is 1 part. So we're going to take the total, which is 5320, and divide it by our parts, how many parts we have. So 665 is how much 1 part is worth. So then let's look at this. Now we have to figure out how much each person makes. So 1 is Carter, 4 is Braden, and 3 was, what's his name? Holden. So let's figure it out. So this is going to be 1 part, so it's going to be 1 times 65. So he earned $665. This one is 4 parts, so it's going to be 4 times 665, which is going to be equal to that much. And lastly, it's going to be 3 times 665. And I saw the error I did above. So everyone yelling at the TV now can calm down. There we go. Now we could check this by just going like such. We could add these parts up. 5 plus 2660 plus 1995 equals, and make sure these 2 numbers match. If those 2 numbers don't match, then someone might have just pressed a 4 in here. But since our numbers match, we're good to go. And then you could write a therefore statement to go along with this. Now, let's take a look at this one. Paige buys 4 shirts that were originally priced $2.99, but on sale for 20% off. If she pays with a $50 bill, how much change will she get after tax? Okay, so let's figure out how much 20% off is of this. So we know the price is $12.99. Now 20% off is the same as saying 100 minus 20, which, so we're going to pay 80%. We're going to pay 80%. So let's time this by 0.8. That's going to tell us how much 1 shirt is. now we can also add our tax onto here. So we're going to take this 10.39 and we're going to times it by our tax. Now tax is equal to 13%. Let's just use the percent sign here. But to get the total price, we're going to times it by 1.13. And that'll give us our final price right away. The 1 is like 100%, as in we're going to add 13% to this number. It's going to all go in one shot. So we're going to go 1.13 equals 11.74. Right? So that's the price of one shirt, including tax. So then, how many shirts did we buy? We bought 4 shirts. So we're going to times this by 4. 11.74. So that's our total price for the 4 shirts. And then lastly, our final question is, okay, how much does she get back if she pays with a $50 bill? So we're going to take 50 and minus off this number. So she would get back $3.04. $50 bill. Move that out a little bit. So, first thing we did, we found out how much a discounted shirt would cost. Then we took the discounted shirt and we add our tax to it. So we get the cost of 1 shirt. Now we know we bought 4, so this gives us our total price. 4 times the cost of 1 shirt. And lastly, how much do we get back? We take the 50 minus this number, so we can figure out how much change she gets back. So, this question here, if we look at this one, it says Logan buys a bunch of video games that are on sale for 15% off the original price. Including tax, he pays this much. Right? So we know he pays this much right here. Oops. The original price of the video game was $25.99. How many video games did he buy? Okay. So we're going to deal with that number later, but first let's deal with the first thing. Let's figure out how much one video game costs. Let's answer that question. How much is one video game? Well, let's think about this. It's 15% off, so 100 minus 15 equals 85%. Right? So if that's a percent, let's change percent into a number, which equals 85 divided by 100, so 0.85. So let's times the price of the game, 25.99, times how much we're paying. We're going to pay 0.85 of the price. So that equals $22.09. Price before tax with the discount. So now let's add the tax. So now we go 22.09, oops, times 1.13, as we saw above. So that's our price there, $24.96 for one game with tax. So now we want to figure out how many did we buy. Well, now we're just working a division question here. So if we paid 124.80, If we divided it by how much one game is, that should tell us how many games we bought. So we bought 5 games. You took the total price and divided it by how much one game was. Who is it? Logan bought 5 games at let's let you guys copy that down and we'll go from there. So this next question is one of my favorite. It's a little tough, but once you look at it, it kind of makes sense with what we're doing here. So Jake pays for a new t-shirt with a $20 bill, and he receives $1.67 and change. Okay, so how much did Jake pay? So that's a good question. Well, if he paid with a $20 bill and he got back $1.67 and change, if I go $20 divided minus 167, he paid $18.33 for the shirt. Okay. This is the price he paid for the shirt. Okay, so we know that. He paid $18.33 for a shirt. Now for the fun part. The t-shirt was marked down twice. The first markdown was 25%, and the second markdown was 15%. What was the original price of the t-shirt? Please consider tax in your question. All right. So what we're really looking for is the original price. Okay. And let's label that as X, because we all love the letter X. So we know whatever we did, all the things we did, it equals 8.33. That's our final price. So that's going to be the end result of everything we did. So let's figure out everything we did here. Now, a price is made up of the original price. Just like up here, we have the original price of the thing right here, right? Which is X. Then it was discounted 25% and 15%. Okay, so now we're going to plug those in. Now 25% off would be 100 minus 25, which would equal this, 75. So let's change that to a decimal place. We go 75 divided by 100 equals 0.75. So we now have the original price. It was given a 25% discount, so we paid 75%. Oops. Then after that, it was discounted 15%. And we do this again. So we go 100 minus 15 divided by 100 equals, oops. So let's just do it simply here. 100 minus 15 equals that. And 85 divided by 100 equals that. So then after we did that discount, we did this discount. I'm going to multiply that. And then after that, we have to add the tax. We know the tax is 1.13. So if you look here, we have X, which is our original price, 0.75 first discount, gets plugged in right here. 25% off means we're paying 75%. Then it gets marked down again at 15%, so we mark it down again. And then we get tax on it, which is 1.13, which equals this. So let's just multiply these three numbers together and see what we get. I'll do it over here. So 0.75 oops, 0.75 times 0.85 times 1.13 equals that. So if I go over here, 0.704. So essentially we have 0.704x equals 18.33. Now this looks something we're familiar with. Here's our coefficient, right? So we're just going to move that over to the other side. So that's going to equal x equals 18.33. That's a multiply on this side, so when it comes over, it's going to become a divide. 0.704. Oh, what numbers did I just type in? Right? And that's going to equal, let's just do this. $26.04. So that means the original price of our item was $26.04. And away we go. Now, one key thing here is this. We cannot think about the question as such. We cannot take 0.7, we can't go like this. Oh, sorry, wrong question. So that is our thing here. Now, when you do these questions, original, first discount, second discount, tax, and away we go. Okay? So there's your homework here. The applied group, here's your homework. The academic group, you have the handout of homework questions as such and such. Okay, have yourself a great day, and feel free to come out to the track at lunch to cheer us on.